What is up, feeder fans, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna discuss Black Desert Online, my most personal favorite MMO out there today. Well, the first cool thing about this game, number one on the list, is probably graphics. It has the best graphics I've ever seen in any other MMO online RPG. The closest thing to the graphics I see here is probably Blaze Online, but it's not quite as good as Black Desert Online. On the character creator screen there is like many things you can choose from. It goes into depth quite well. If you don't have time to create a character into depth, you can probably just choose one of them in the beauty menu. Other people also create characters and save them there online, so you can just pick one and there you go, you already have your character created for you. But if you want to go into depth, just to make it clear, there's people who created lookalike celebrities in Black Desert Online. That is all from the character creation. I'm not going into depth into the game. I'm gonna talk about why I think you should go back to this game if you already played Black Desert last year, and what happened to the pay to win scenario that we all ended up being in while playing Black Desert Online. And then before I go into the pay to win and what happened last year, number two about this game I would say is the combat. It's really good and it feels really alive. There isn't really any other MMO similar out there in 2017 that has next gen combat like Black Desert Online does. It's just marvelous, and all the combos you can hit is colorful. It feels like you can actually feel the damage you are doing to the creeps or the mobs or whatever you want to call them. And then after you hit level 56 you get an awakening weapon and then a bunch of new skills, and you can also combo them with your normal skills, and everything just is so awesome in the combat of Black Desert Online. It's a grindy game, but you never get tired of it because of the combat that is so cool and so good. So you can just do the grind all day if you like, but I doubt that you're gonna get tired of the combat system in Black Desert Online. So why should you return to Black Desert Online after the scenario that hit it last year? Well, basically Dom Games is no longer associated with Black Desert Online. What happened with the pay to win thing last year? Well, let's go through it. First of all, in the Korea version of the game, in their cash shop you can basically buy some of the end game gear, a lot of other things that disturb the EU and NA players of Black Desert. So when they brought the game over to NA and EU, obviously they know that they're catering for a different kind of audience, so they decided that they're not gonna make the cash shop similar to Korea's one, because nobody in the EU and NA likes pay to win games. So then it started off good. But then all of a sudden they brought in a value pack that you already had to pay like a little bit of subscription fee if you wanted that pack, and that gives you more inventory slots and also give you more experience in the game when you're grinding for leveling up and a few other things. So players were starting to complain about this. Then all of a sudden we heard that they're gonna now make the cash shop items like outfits buyable and then sellable in the marketplace. So people raged and started to put up pay to win protests in the game, and nobody wanted to play the game anymore, saying that it's gonna change into the Korea version. But I have to say, me including and a lot of other people over exaggerated about that, because in the end now when you return to Black Desert Online you will see that they did go through with that after the protest and everything, but it's not like in the Korea version. You can buy a costume or outfit and then sell it in the marketplace, but you can only sell it for 22 million silver, where in the Korea server you can sell it for hundreds of millions silver and then just go and buy the base gear in the game. Even though the game is RNG based and they have a new bidding system now, that when you want to buy some of the base gear, you have to bid on it, and it doesn't even say you're gonna get it. But 22 million silver is not enough, not nearly enough for any in-game gear, because mostly the great weapons and armor go for 800 or 900 million silver. So you're gonna have to swipe your bank card a lot of times to get that amount of money and sell that outfits to get only one weapon or so. Nobody's gonna be that crazy, I think, to maybe swipe your card for thousands of dollars. So you can't really make this game pay to win or label it pay to win, because they really fix some of the things and it's not as bad as we all thought it was. They also have new XP for new players. If you're coming now or coming back after a while, like maybe played last year, you get 100% XP boost for limited time, I think, and then you can quickly catch up to the other players. Now that the game isn't pay to win anymore, or I wouldn't label it pay to win, because yeah, as I've said, all those things encountered, it's not like the Korea server, and you cannot buy any end gear in the cash shop whatsoever. And to get end gear, it's all RNG based, so it doesn't even matter if you have all the money. If you're upgrading it yourself, it's a struggle sometimes. A lot of players, they prefer just buying it in the marketplace as to go through all the struggle of the RNG. So I just wanted to make this video to make it clear that even if you want to maybe label Black Desert Online pay to win, you can't really do that. I'm not going to go into depth with that. You can see for yourself how it ended up with the pay to win thing if you go back to playing Black Desert Online, and you will see that we all over exaggerated when we went into that thing about pay to win. And now I'm just going to talk about what there is about this game for new players. Well, Black Desert Online is an open sandbox game. They basically give you a bunch of tools and just throw you into the world and say go do whatever you want. You don't get experience for quests, you can just go and grind and level up. You don't even have to be the highest level in the game. You can maybe just go do fishing, farming, horse riding. You can even breed horses. There's so many things you can do in this game. Maybe that you get players that they aren't even doing the leveling up thing or grinding or whatever. They just like the best fishers in the game, or just doing the best farming in the game, or breeding horses to sell them for millions of silver. There's so many ways you can go about this game when you go into depth in the game and explore in the game. And there's also no loading screens. You can just go wherever you want and explore as far as you want. Obviously sometimes you need boats to get on certain islands, and there's also a new expansion that was being released a few weeks ago, that you get to a new island now, but you need to craft like a heavy boat. I haven't done that yet, but it takes 45 minutes in real time to get to the new island. Also there's wars on the sea. You can do whale hunting, treasure hunting, all these new things that Kakao Games and Pearl is updating the game. So there's always new patches and updates to the game. Other than the combat and the graphics and all the other cool things you can do in the game, you just have to jump in if you haven't played the game yet. It's not that expensive, and I think for the price it's worth trying it out. It's the best MMO I've played and the most fun I've ever had in any MMO. And I'm glad that Kakao Games actually fixed the pay to win thing, so now everybody can just jump back. You do get rewards if you jump back into the game now. I think it's daily rewards, but it's only until March, I think. Yeah, I think it's 15 March, then it ends for the new players, so you can get a chance in getting good loot if you want. But yeah, Black Desert Online is my most favorite MMO out there. So how does the boss summoning work in Black Desert Online? You don't get raids, you don't get an end game. You just summon a boss, and with a scroll you get daily, or a scroll you can farm, maybe it drops. Then you summon that boss, and from that boss you can get a chance to get some good armor or loot. You can also summon the bosses in groups and then attack them in groups. Sometimes when you hit level 56 you can save up for awakening scrolls, and those scrolls they are even tougher than doing the normal scroll, so you have to be like a few little 56 guys to go in there and defeat that boss. You also get world bosses that spawns and whales that spawns also that you can hunt for some cool gear. In the world bosses, maybe up to 30 to 40 players go into that scenario there to attack him, because it takes a lot of time and you die quickly if you're not geared well. There is so many things that I can say about this game, but then I have to talk all day long and there just isn't enough time. The only thing I can suggest to you is go out there, get a game, try it if you like MMOs, and I'm quite sure you will stick to this one. For the players that quit the BDO, fear not, you can return now without the pay to win thing and enjoy the game. You don't have to be the best, highest skilled player out there or the highest level. You can just set your own goals inside the game and play it casually as you like. I find that more refreshing and more fun than chasing trying to be the best guy ever. Because if you want to be the best, you probably have to have no life and just sit in front of the PC all day long. Not that that just isn't fun, but I have to work to pay the bills, so I cannot do that. So I'll just set my own goals and do whatever I like inside the game, because the game has no limit and no end game. It's endless, to say in that way. Well, that is all for me, guys. I'll see you in my next episode, playing Resident Evil 7 Part 1. Thank you for tuning in and please subscribe to my channel.